Hello, what's up guys? My name is Miss Siti Fatima. Today I want to share with you guys Chapter 1 Introduction to Event Management. So, what will you learn today? So, you will learn about definition of event and special event, types of event, size and form, the characteristic of events and the structure of event industry. Okay, now let us see what is the definition of event. According to Sean and Parry, special events are the phenomenon arising from those non-routine occasions which have leisure, cultural, personal and organizational objectives set apart from the normal activity of daily life, whose purpose is to enlighten, celebrate, entertain or challenge the experience of a group of people. So, event must be some non-routine activities apart from our daily life. It must be different and it must be something towards any goal or objective. Then, according to Goldblatt, a special event recognizes a unique moment in time with ceremony and ritual to satisfy specific needs. So, the event itself must be unique and different as to satisfy the specific needs of the audience. This is also has been agreed and supported by Getz, as a special event is an opportunity for a leisure, social or cultural experience outside the normal range of choices or beyond everyday experience. We will discuss on 4 types of event, whereas mega event, hallmark event, major event and also minor event. Mega events are much discussed but seldom defined. Many of us seem to have an intuitive understanding what the term refers to. We know one when we see one. The question, what is mega event, is more than definitional bickering. First, having a common understanding makes it easier to talk about the same subject when talking about mega events. So, mega events are a larger event than regular event. Yet, the size of what? And where does large start? Okay, so according to Jafari, in the mind of the majority of participants and in the word of most presentations, mega events still meant a simply mega onslaught of visitors. The weight accorded to mega events' role as tourist attractions in this early discussion reflect that their study was continuous to be firmly rooted in tourism and leisure studies. So, mega events affect the whole economic and global media. Right. Commonwealth Games, for example, one study found that an average visitor bought between 3 or 4 tickets. Despite these shortcomings, the number of tickets sold is the best proxy variable for visitor attractiveness, for which data are available across a large number of events. So the importance of media, as the importance of the media has grown to such an extent, then Horn even claimed that an unmediated mega event would be a contradiction in terms. More than transmitting information, the media are instrumental for creating a celebratory atmosphere and emotional attachment to mega events, turning them into a spectacles they are. Mega events typically cost hundreds of millions, if not billions. That is money that goes into infrastructure required for the hosting events such as transport, venue, but also into the cost of organizing the event itself, such as salary, temporary overlays or security. It is said that characteristics of mega events variously as requiring large public investments, expensive to stage, or even as carrying long-term debt. As for example, for the mega event, we have FIFA World Cup. Next, we move on to hallmark event. Hallmark events are major, large-scale events focused on a distinct theme, in general with a non-exclusively local catchment area, typically giving the host community an advantage in the tourism market and possessing high economic importance. Moving hundreds of thousands of people, hallmark events can lead to significant sustainability issues, but are often managed without any specific transportation policy. Hallmark events therefore different in its appeal from the attractions normally promoted by tourist industry, as it is not a continuous or seasonal phenomenon. Indeed, in many cases, the hallmark event is a strategic response to the problem that seasonal variation in demand poses. For example, we have Nyepi Festival in Bali. Nyepi is a Balinese day of silence that is commemorated every Isa Kawarsa according to the Balinese calendar. It is a Hindu celebration mainly celebrated in Bali, Indonesia. Nyepi Day in Bali is a new year celebrated unlike anywhere else on the planet. The Saka New Year here, as also known as Bali Day of Silence, it's ultimately the quietest day of the year. All the island's inhabitants abide by a set of local rules that bring routine activities to a complete halt. Okay, so what happened on this day? Pots and pans are banged, firecrackers are thrown, effigies of demons are burned, and noisy processions walk the street. Different rituals are performed to drive away evil spirits. On the day after Nyepi, known as Ngembak Geni, you can head down to the village of Sesetan in southern Denpasar for an Omed-Omedan, roughly the festival of Smooch. This is a much localized festivity pertaining only to Sesetan's Banja Kaja community. It is interesting, right? Next, we have Tadau Keamatan. So, Keamatan or Pesta Keamatan is a form of harvest festival celebrated annually in Borneo, Malaysia. It is normally celebrated by the ethnic Kadazan Dusun as well as by other related ethnic groups in the state and lasts for a whole of the month of May, ending with a public holiday on a date selected by the priestess known as Bobohizan. In May and June, Sabah and Sarawak are especially festive thanks to the harvest festivals celebrated by their larger native group in both states. The harvest festivals known as Hari Gawai in Sarawak and Pesta Keamatan in Sabah are to give thanks to a bountiful rice harvest. Next, we move on to major events. Events that by their scale and media interest are capable of attracting significant visitor numbers, media coverage and economic benefits. Involving competition between teams or individuals, it attracts significant public interest and be of international significance to the sport concerned and feature on its international calendar. For example, here we have the PGA Championship. PGA Championship is an annual golf tournament conducted by the Professional Golfers Association of America. It is one of the 4 men's major championships in professional golf. Last one, we have minor event or special events. It is event that also classified according to their purpose or to the particular sector to which they belong. For example, sports event, we have Rumah Sukan for school activities. Then we have cultural events, Sukan Tradisional Rakyat for traditional games. We have arts event, political events such as UMNO Annual Grand Meeting. We have MICE event like any trade show or conference. We have recreational events such as fun run. We have special events and also private events such as birthday party or theme party. Next, we move on to the event characteristic. They are uniqueness, perishability, ambience and service, labor intensive, fixed time scale, intangible, personal contact and interaction. As for uniqueness, event is unique in its own way. Event is practically not the same as other event even though it has been organized by the same people annually or maybe monthly. We definitely meet new people, new potential clients and so on. For second one, perishability, an event cannot be repeated in the same way. Thus, event managers have to use a variety of techniques to encourage activities in each event. Any approach might differ and cannot be applicable on the same event. Number 3, we have intangibility. An event organizer has to consider that tangible items will help to make the idea of how good an event has been memorable. For example, event organizer might need a little touch or entertainment such as inviting famous singer to attract people to come or maybe organizing some Q&A session but to give some giveaways or merchandise to the audience. Number 4, we have rituals and ceremony. This is the major characteristic of the events. Ritual and ceremony emphasize the continuity of traditions. Modern events like the awarding of the Berlin Golden Bears are specially made up. To attract tourists, even brand new special events are created. In Malaysia, maybe we have some events to continue the traditions like Tadau Keamatan, Deepavali, Hari Raya celebration and so on. Number 5, we have ambience and service. An event manager can try to make an event a success by giving careful attention to detail. Though people cannot be compelled to enjoy themselves, a comfortable ambience encourages the audience to stay longer in the event. For example, we have the sound system, music, activities, smell, and so on. Number 6, we have personal contact and interaction. To make an event successful, event managers must be aware of the fact that an enjoyable atmosphere is dependent on the actions and reaction of people. Next, we have labor intensiveness. Complex and unique events require labor-intensive organization and operation, a high level of communication and planning, a big amount of time and effort. No two events are likely to need same number of staff. An athletic competition will require completely different operations than a company annual outing to a theme park. Next, we have fixed time scale. Events like project run into a fixed time scale, short or very long. Next, we move on to the structure of the event industry. There are few structures and components involved, such as event organizations, event management companies, event industry suppliers, venues, industry association, and also external regulatory bodies. As for the first one, we have event organization. Event-specific bodies such as Sydney Festival, special teams within larger organizations such as World Kite Festival by Pasir Gudang Municipal Council. Corporate events are often organized by in-house event teams or by project teams within the companies that are putting on the event. For example, RHB Bank new product launch will be organized by a project team from Product Management Department with the help from Public Affairs Department in RHB Bank. Number 2, we have event management companies, professional groups or individuals that organize event on a contract basis on behalf of their client. We have a dedicated team that has been hired to do from A to Z about the event. For example, we hire a wedding planner to ensure the smoothness of our wedding event. Number 3, we have event industry suppliers. It is basically about suppliers that work directly in the event related. For example, we have staging, sound production, lighting, audiovisual production, entertainment, and also catering. Or they may work in associated areas such as transport, communication, security, legal services, and also accounting. Their network, specialization, and expertise assist the production of professional and high-caliber events. Their involvement in the event is important, as without their assistance or providing the equipment, the event may not run smoothly. Number 4, we have venue, the most important factor among us all. What will you do if you have confirmed date and book all material and equipments with your supplier, but the venue is not there and not confirmed? Then where will you do your event? Yes, venues such as historical houses, galleries, museum, theatres, universities, and so on. And there are common venues to hold an event such as hotel, resort, convention center, sport and fitness, stadium, heritage site, and so on. Number 5, we have the industry association. It is a formation of professional associations providing networking, communications, and liaison within the industry, training and accreditation programs, code of ethical practice, and lobbying on behalf of their members. For example, in tourism industry, we have MATA, or known as Malaysian Association of Tour and Travel Agents, and they will be an organization that organize the MATA Fair event to ensure all of the members participates and get revenues from the event organized. Number 6, we have external regulatory bodies. It is a series of government and statutory bodies are responsible for overseeing the conduct and safe staging of events. Council oversee the applications of state laws governing the preparation and sale of food. For example, in order to organize a fun run, the event organizer must apply the permit from district office, hire RELA or police traffic to control the flow of the event, and not to be forgotten, the ambulance or medical team. Next, we move on to the organizational chart. So an organizational chart is a diagram that visually conveys a company international structure by detailing the roles, responsibilities, and relationships between individuals within an entity. For a common organizational chart, it consists of event manager, assistant event manager, secretary, finance, marketing, logistic, and operation, media, and also sponsorship. What are the roles of event manager? Planning an event that meets the stated objective, whereas the plan must be discussed together with the other team member. Next, working on event budget. A budget is financial plan for a defined period, and it may also include planned sales volume and revenues, resource quantities, costs and expenses, assets, liabilities, and also cash flow. Preferably, any budget must be synchronized with the objectives of the event. It is something negative when the cost is higher than revenue, when the objective of the event is to get more revenue. Okay, so next we have managing an effective event marketing campaign. It means the event leader responsible to make sure that the marketing collateral or marketing campaign has been done accordingly. Ensure that on the day logistics are running smoothly. The logistic and operation is important to avoid any interruption. For example, the job of logistic department to ensure all guests has been transported to the event site from designated parking site. Next, managing event staff reviewing reports. After the event, as a wrap-up, the event leader must review any feedback or report received from the event team member. Number 2, assistant event manager. Assisting the events team with high number of events ranging from small meeting to award ceremonies, accompanying event manager to both internal and external event, promoting event across all social media platforms. It is also the responsibility of assistant event manager, supporting the event manager with logistical and administrative support, maintaining records of all bookings, assisting with creative decisions, attending all meetings to act as a second point of contact, ad hoc duties at events, and also helping setting up and dismantle event efficiently through to completion. Next, we have secretary. So, as the secretary, he or she must ensure meetings are effectively organized and minuted, maintaining effective records and administrations, upholding the legal requirements of governing documents, charity law, company law, or etc. where relevant, and last one, communication and correspondence. As for finance, he or she needs to do the bookkeeping, management of event cash flow, budget and forecasting, advising and sourcing longer-term financing, management of tax, financial reporting and analysis, and also assist event manager in making key strategic decisions. As for marketing, this department or this individual need to conduct campaign management for marketing initiative, producing marketing and promotional materials such as brochure, poster, and so on. Monitoring and managing social media such as replying or even posting all the poster and so on. Next, producing internal communications, serving as media liaison, conducting customer and market research, and also overseeing outside vendors and agencies. As for logistic and operation, of course, they need to check for the venue logistics, warehousing and distribution, delivery management and loading schedule in order all the materials arrive on time. Transportation, somehow it needs to be transportation of the staff or maybe the customers or maybe the spectators, asset tracking, freight, bump out logistic. And for media and sponsorship, media need to take care on the volume and type of coverage, and they must fit with the message. For sponsorship teams, they need to handle for the capital and also for the marketing. They need to target for higher and targeted audience reach. Then we have augmented reliability, upsurge market value, enhanced guest lists, and also added media coverage.